guys, welcome to the first video of the Race in Reverse series. Sorry that it's only going up now, it takes quite a while to edit and do all that fun techie stuff. Fun, did I really just say that? Anyway, let's get straight into it. Okay, Lorenzo on Sunday's race had a really great start. He is actually the king of great starts. Second comes Danny Pedrosa, but the two of them are equally good. Anyway, he had a great start. I actually had to close my eyes in case he jump started again. My nerves were finished. But yeah, he managed to get away from the hustle and bustle of the first corner where it was completely chaotic. Like all the riders were literally in a pack, like in a whole bundle. Everybody was just all over the place. And we all know that one rider who takes this for granted, the danger for granted, Marc Marquez, who just loves that kind of thing. But anyway, in all of that chaos, two riders crashed, and that was Alvaro Bautista and Danilo Petrucci. It was actually very sad for Alvaro because that means he didn't pick up any points this season because he crashed in Qatar, he crashed in Austin as well, and then he crashed in Argentina. So that means 0 points. I'd like to see Alvaro doing better because last year he did so well. Like he was up against Rossi and Crutchlow all the time. They were always battling for 4th and 5th place. He always finished really well last year, but it's unlike Alvaro, and I'd really like to know what is the whole thing. Is it bad tire choices? Probably bad tire choices on Sunday, because it was the first time that the riders rode on symmetric tires for the season, which means it's not hard on the one side and soft on the other side. It's equally the same compounds on both sides of the tires. So it must have been, I think tire choices played a big role in Sunday's race. And yeah, Lorenzo was on medium front and hard rear. Well, it's because so he's a bit more gentle on the front tire. Mark, on the other hand, was hard front, hard rear. Because he is heavier on the front tires, because of his angles and his riding style. Andrea Dovizioso also did quite good. He actually went over to 2nd place, which pushed the man who was in pole, Mr. Marquez, right into 6th place. But we know that Mark loves that kind of thing, like the chaos and everything. I think that's actually what he wanted, to go back so that he could battle it out with a few riders and scare the hell out of some of them. Sorry. But yeah, I can't believe that man. He's just all kinds of I don't know what. Okay, next. Rossi was also doing quite good until he pushed Dovizioso out of 2nd place, and Dovi dropped back a few places. And yeah, for Rossi, his 2nd place was short-lived because he ran wide twice, and the 2nd time he ran wide allowed Mark to pass both Iannone and Rossi to take 2nd place, which was, well, if you ask me, that was awesome. Yeah, and Rossi dropped back right into 7th place, which was not cool at all. But he finished the race in 4th place, which was actually quite good for Yamaha. What? And yeah, the dark horse of the entire race on Sunday, I'd say, was Danny Pedrosa. He dropped back from 3rd into 6th place because he didn't have such a great start. I mean, both Pedrosa and Lorenzo are great on their getaways, but for Danny it was unfortunately not as good. He finally managed to come back into 3rd place, and he was 3 seconds behind the leading pair, who was Lorenzo and Marquez, respectively. and he was keeping his pace. He said he lost a lot of time, but you could see he was keeping his pace, and slowly but surely he was trying to close the gap and just go a little faster. And after the 15th lap, when Mark eventually overtook Lorenzo and opened up, I think that also gave Danny a bit of confidence to be like, okay, let's do this. And he eventually overtook Lorenzo. And yeah, he opened up as well. And then after a while, the top four were each riding their own races because Mark was way ahead of Pedrosa. Pedrosa was way ahead of Lorenzo. Lorenzo was way ahead of Rossi. And Rossi was way ahead of Bradle. And yeah, the it was a Honda, Yamaha finish in the top four. But congrats to Mark. He finally got his hat trick. I said he would get his hat trick. Everybody was saying Mark is going for his hat trick. He won't get it, especially my parents. But I knew he would get it. I mean, he is that determined. Don't throw Lorenzo away either, though. He's also very determined, and so is Vale, who is only about 38 points uh, behind Mark. So he can also still battle for the championship. But yeah, congrats to the Repsol Honda team for their first and second place podium finishes with Marquez and Pedrosa. But I'm also quite proud of the Yamaha team. Jorge Lorenzo, who finished in third, he was leading the race for 15 laps. Then he was in second place for a few laps. And yeah, second place would have been great, but third is also not the end of the world. And I'm really, really proud of him. And that's why I'm wearing my blue nails. Yamaha represent. Anyway, I'm also really proud of Rossi, who came from 7th place into 4th. And I'd love to see Rossi getting a few more podiums, as well as Alicia Spargaro. Andrea Iannone also did really, really well. Sunday's race was his best race to date, I think, because he was in third for most of the race. And he also got to battle with some of the top riders like Stefan Bradl, Valentino Rossi, Danny Pedrosa, Marc Marquez. And I think that will also give him confidence to do better in the next few races. And it will actually be quite interesting to see what Andrea Iannone can do in the front, like with Lorenzo and Marco, just to see a fresh face on the podium. Anyway guys, that's it from me, Shauna Day. Thank you for watching the video. It was very interesting. You people don't know how many times I filmed this video, but anyway, próxima parada, Jerez, España. We will see you in Jerez for more gas. Ciao.